Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a while since I've filmed because I have been all over the place, and I know I've said this in a fair few of my recent vlogs, but I've got a really exciting race announcement today that I want to let you know about because it's also going to lead into a bit of a YouTube series about my training. So I'm just going to jump straight into it. So you guys know that I did Race to the King recently. That was a 50-kilometer race in the middle of summer, and since then I've been doing bits and bobs of training, and then I did my Slovenia camp, which was a week of running out in Slovenia, which was gorgeous. And if you haven't watched those two vlogs yet, they're my most recent vlogs, so I've just got a couple of vlogs there, both really good, lots of sunshine, lots of beautiful views, and I loved both of those things. But I was recently asked if I wanted to do a road race, and while I do not usually want to do a road race, I thought I think now is probably a good time. So I am doing, drum roll please, Chicago Marathon. I cannot believe I'm doing Chicago Marathon. I have only ever done 2 road marathons in my life. Tokyo Marathon, which was my first race ever, and Paris Marathon, which I did last year, 2 years ago? Last year, after basically suffering with Epstein-Barr virus and the kind of the aftermath of that for a fair few months. So that was my first race back into running after basically taking a lot of time off from EBV. I have 9 weeks to go until the race. It is on the 12th of October, and I've been doing my runner training program for the last 5 weeks. So it's a 14-week program and it's going really well so far. So my training looks a little bit like this. I have scheduled 4 runs a week, which is up from the 3 that I did for the last race that I did, and 1 strength session per week. I'm getting in as much strength and conditioning as I can to kind of mitigate the chances of injury, because this is obviously a really big race. But with things being really busy, it tends to be the first thing that drops off my to-do list when it gets a little bit busy. So I tend to do all of my runs, but when it gets a little bit busy, I tend to drop off that strength session. So I'm trying to be really strict with myself. And one of the things that I love about the runner programs is that you can schedule in strength and conditioning, you can schedule in mobility work or flexibility or yoga or whatever it is that you like to do alongside your running. You can schedule that all in. And I've also set the training preferences to be kind of in the middle of the kind of difficulty scale. So you can set it to be quite an aggressive plan. So you have high mileage and quite rapid increase in mileage. And I have not gone for that because, let's be honest, it's probably going to be a real struggle for my body to do this marathon after 2 and a bit years of struggling with energy levels, etc. from EBV. So I've set it to the steady rate of training increase and also a balanced difficulty. So what that means is, rather than having 2 intense sessions, interval sessions per week, and a lot of long runs with pace suggestions, I've set it to be balanced, which means that basically I only get 1 interval training session per week and very infrequent sessions on my long runs where I have to hit certain pace targets. And the reason I like to do no pace targets is because I really like to go trail running for my long runs. Obviously that's not the best training that you can get for a road marathon, but also I run for fun. And I think one of the reasons that I moved to Bristol was the trails, so I might as well spend a lot of time on the trails if I can. So my training has been a real mix of road running and trail running, and in the lead up to Chicago Marathon I am doing 1 or 2 trail races as well, but I will not be racing them, so they will just be training runs for me. And with all of my long runs now being pretty long, it's quite nice to get in a half marathon here and there alongside other people, because even though I won't be racing it, just having those other people around me is a really good way of kind of encouraging me and motivating me to get out for yet another long run. And I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. One thing that really scares me about marathons is how intense they are for the entire duration of the race, and also the training. So for those of you who've been following me for a while, you'll know that I have been suffering with very low, very limited energy availability thanks to EBV, and that's meant that I can't get my heart rate up too frequently. So above zone 2 tends to be a bit of a struggle for my body, so I've been doing a lot of zone 2 training in the last couple of years. this will be my first training block where I'm going to be trying to get out and do my interval training session every week, and also get out and do my long run every week. I haven't been able to do that, and anyone who watched my Race to the King vlog from June will know that my average training mileage for that was like 25 kilometers per week. So very, very, very limited for such a long race. With this training block, it's progressive overload galore. So my mileage is ramping up steadily week on week, and so far so good, but obviously we're only 5 weeks in. And within that, I will obviously be getting quite fatigued from that progressive overload. And it's interesting because anyone who's had an injury or a chronic illness or a kind of recurring illness will know that you get quite triggered, I guess, when you start to feel like you might be going back to that place again. So one of the things that I'm really trying to be hyper aware of is how I'm feeling day to day, because I do not want to become ill again. I really don't want to have to take a step back with my training, and I want to give this marathon everything I've got. So I'm walking a very, very thin tightrope between wanting to do the very best that I can and not wanting to overdo it and go back to square one, or what feels like square one, with my illness and with my kind of energy levels. So I'm balancing these different things, but fingers crossed, it's all going to go well. And I'm in such a better position this year than I was last year, which is why I've said yes to this race. And obviously I'm incredibly lucky to have been offered the place by Runner. So it's not an opportunity that I want to turn down after 2 years of turning down opportunities because I've been too ill or too tired to be able to do it. So this is a very exciting opportunity for me, and I cannot wait to share the training with you guys. If you have any questions about my training or anything in particular that you want me to share, just stick it down in the comments below. I will do my best to answer, and obviously bring you along to a lot of my training with me as well. So let me know what you want to see over the next 9 weeks, and I will do my best to share. But until then, happy running. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please do hit the thumbs up button and click subscribe. If you are training for an autumn marathon, definitely follow along my training, because hopefully we'll be able to inspire each other as well. And if you are doing an autumn marathon, do put it down in the comments so that I can give you a little bit of support too. But until then, I'll see you next time, and happy running. Bye!